Welcome to 1111 Ways. Have you ever had a moment when life felt like it was sending you a message? A repeated number, a sudden coincidence, a song playing in the radio at the perfect time, almost like the universe was winking at you. Welcome to our channel, 1111 Ways, where we explore those very moments, the signs, the science, and the mysteries that remind us we are part of something greater. If you have already subscribed, thank you. You're helping us grow this message of hope and connection. And if you're new here, I invite you to join us and join the community. Push that button of subscribe, and because together we're learning how to read the signs that guide our destiny. And if you are already subscribed, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to comment or hit the like, because that will help us grow. Thank you again, and welcome to 1111 Ways. This week, all over the internet, people are talking about destiny taking a turn. From trending horoscopes to stories of unexpected breakthroughs, there is this collective feeling that something is shifting. But maybe it's not the stars that are changing. Maybe we are. We're evolving as civilization. We're beginning to notice things we used to ignore. That is why I wanted to bring into today's reflection the wisdom of Dr. Mario Alonso Puig, a brilliant physician and thought leader who bridges science and spirituality. He once said, "Our beliefs are not our destiny, but they shape the destiny we create." That's powerful because it means the signs we see aren't random. They're mirrors reflecting what we're finally ready to believe. Think of a sign as a whisper from life. You might see 1111 again and again, or across path with someone your past you needed to guidance, or something that is telling you that you gotta go that way. Most of us dismiss it, just coincidence. But what if coincidence is the universe's way of staying anonymous? When we focus only on what's logical, we cut off access to deeper intelligence, the language of intuition and awareness, coherence. When your mind, your heart, and your actions align, your perception expands. You start noticing what was always there, but it was passed unseen. One of the fastest growing trends today, it's what's called immerse experience. People seeking to feel life again, not just through it. Maybe this collective hunger for meaning is why signs are showing up more vividly. Because life responds to awareness. Every time you pause and truly pay attention to a feeling, a pattern, a message, you open your channel between destiny and action. So today I wanted to share with you a simple, powerful, three-step way to recognize and respond to signs in your life. Inspired by Puig's work on beliefs, consciousness, and neuroplasticity. The step one will be called observation. Notice. Slow down. Signs rarely shout at you. They whisper. Write down what keeps repeating. A number, a name, a thought, a dream. Step two, interpret. Ask yourself, what might this mean for me right now? Don't overthink it. Feel it. Our interpretation is reality, creates our experience of reality. So choose a meaning that uplifts you and expands you. And the third thing is act. A sign is not meant to decorate your day. It means to direct it. Take one small step. Send that message, that idea. Move towards what calls you, because signs fade when they don't follow them. It's like a fire you have to lit up and make it grow. So every time, first you recognize, then you pause a moment and you say, what could that mean? What is it trying to tell me? And then you act. That inspires your creativity, that inspires your actions, that inspires manifestation, so things happen in your life. Let's do something together. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of something that has been repeating in your life. Maybe a number, a phrase, or a situation. Now ask yourself, what could life be trying to tell me? Don't look for a loud answer. Just feel what resonates quietly inside you. That's where destiny whispers. When you open your eyes, write down one action, just one, that honors that message. Do it this week, because life rewards motion, and the smallest step towards your intuition can shift your entire path. Now let's talk about something that's in the voices of many right now. And it's this comet or object that's called the interstellar sign, the 3-eye atlas. But before I talk to you about it, I'm going to tell you an anecdote I'd had. All my life, I have always been curious about the stars, about life in other planets. All this time, I've been convinced we're not alone. Maybe they've been around us for many, many years or centuries. Maybe they've been watching, but I've always been curious and always been willing to see something, always willing to see if there's something that I could witness to show me that we're not alone. And this experience happened to me when I was about 18 years old. I remember we went to a beach in Venezuela called Morrocoy, and there's an island called Sombrero, like hat. And that's a beautiful virgin island where there's no houses, but the only thing you could do is take a tent and camp. So we went, some friends together, and we went for a weekend. And in that island, we could see that there were like 5 or 6 campgrounds around it. We spent the day on the beach, and that night we went to sleep. And when we went to the tents to sleep, it was very hot. Normally in that island, there's a lot of air and a lot of breeze at night. But that night, for some reason, there wasn't any air. The night was incredibly bright in the sense that there was millions of stars because there was no city lights closed, so the sky was unbelievable. But we couldn't sleep because inside the tents it was hot. So we decided, let's go out and sit by the water and just tell jokes like kids do at that age and, just talk about things. So we went and I sat in front of the ocean together with all my friends and we started talking. Then suddenly something interesting happened. I started hearing a very acute, high-frequency noise. And I remember when I was young that every time I went to a mall or something when there was ultrasound alarms, my ears will bother me because I was sensitive to high frequency. So then that high-frequency noise started bothering my ear while we were telling stories at night. And I said, oh, that could have been the water or the sun during the day or something in my ear that was bothering me. But suddenly I looked to the left and a little bit high, and I saw a white light moving within the stars. So I thought in my mind, without talking about it, I said, well, it's not a plane because planes normally flicker, the lights flicker. Or if it's a falling star, it would have disappeared. It kept moving and suddenly it stopped. So when it stopped, I said, oh, it's not a plane. Well, it could be maybe a helicopter. It's not a satellite because satellites would not move and stop suddenly. And then I said to my friends, look at that. That's a weird light. It just stopped. And then it suddenly stopped moving fast, up and down, and up and down. And we said, oh, wow, it's moving up and down. What's going on? And then suddenly the light shut off. And we said, where did it go? What happened? And suddenly in fractions of a second, it appeared in the horizon. In top of the horizon of the ocean, we could see it like hanging there. The distance it made from there to there in just a fraction of a second could have not been done by something we knew back then in the 70s. So I said, look at it. And then he started going up and down like singing to us. Suddenly it stayed steady and it started coming close to us. And closer and closer. And the light kept getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And I could feel a very acute sound. The light was so bright that we started getting scared. Even though I was curious about it, you always are scared of the unknown. So we started walking back towards the palm trees to hide behind them because we didn't know what was coming. So the light got so bright that the whole island became like daylight. Just a bright, huge white light. Suddenly it stayed there for a little bit. I can feel and hear the acute sound, and then it pulled back incredibly fast back to where it was, back in the horizon. It hung up there for a few seconds, and suddenly 2 lights came to the sides of it. And it was like they came out of the water, and they finally jumped like hyperspeed to the stars. Immediately, I went walking towards the other tents and the other people. They all saw it. So essentially, we had an encounter, a close encounter. I remember that favorite movie that was Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Steven Spielberg's movie. One of my favorites because it shows that sometimes we have an encounter. It's not a physical encounter, but it's something you see that it's not from this world. And this is what's going on now in this big interstellar sign with the 3-eye atlas, Speaking of signs, there's something extraordinary happening in the skies right now. So if you have heard about interstellar visitor, it's called 3-eye atlas, a mysterious object that just entered our solar system. Some call it a comet. Others say it might be something more, maybe even a visitor from beyond. It's moving faster than almost anything we've seen, and its path is so unique that scientists believe it came from outside of our solar system entirely. Now, whether it's just a wandering rock of ice or something we don't yet understand, one thing is for sure. It makes you feel that sense of awe again. Because once more, the universe is sending a sign. A reminder that we're part of something vast and intelligent. That we're not isolated observers, but connected participants. The awe feeling expands the mind and heals the spirit. Maybe that's why this moment is about. When an object travels across galaxies to enter our view, it's not just space expanding, it's us. So when you notice signs in your life like 11:11 on a clock, or a message repeating until it finally sinks in, the cosmos itself might be holding a mirror saying, you're not alone, you're part of something magnificent, a great story. Maybe 3-eye atlas is just a comet. Or maybe it's the universe winking at humanity, reminding us that across the darkness of space, connection is real and destiny is shared. All right, let's bring that reflection back to Earth, because sometimes the biggest cosmic events echoes to us right here inside us, in our own choices, our own awakenings. I recently heard a story about a woman who kept waking up to 11:11 every night for weeks. At first, it annoyed her, until she realized it was the exact time she used to stay up writing years ago, before she abandoned her dream. She took it as a sign to start again. Today, she's published her first book. That's the beauty of signs. They don't predict your future. They invite you to co-create it. So, if this episode found you today, maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's time for you to realign your beliefs, notice your inner signals, and trust that life is guiding you, one wink at a time. As Mario Alonso Puig reminds us, you're not a prisoner of your thoughts. You're the thinker who choose the new ones. Thank you for being here, for opening your screen and your heart. If you felt something shift in you, share this video with someone who might need a sign today. Leave your story in your comments. I love reading how life speaks to you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our journey. Because every week we uncover one more way to live with meaning, courage, and connection. Until next time, maybe you keep noticing the wings of the universe. And remember, sometimes the signs you're waiting for is this very moment. Take care, and I'll see you soon in 1111 Ways.